Nick, what have you done, my friend? What have I done, really? Opened myself up to the criticism of strangers on the internet. Nick's gonna have me talking about politics, bro. That's kind of what this boils down to. A few days ago, I had a video where I just talk like this, off the cuff. And at the end of the video, I ask the audience if they have any questions regarding exercise, diet, or philosophy. Let me know, and I'll answer your mother effing questions. And Nick throws me a good one, hardball, if you will, maybe even a curveball. Man, having difficulty catching this one, my friend. The prompt was essentially, he was curious of my philosophical thoughts on the ideologies of equality versus liberty, and how these ideologies shape a society. So it's already like a lot of words that should probably be defined before they're really discussed about in length. And this is also something I would rather talk about to another person. And that goes with like any kind of philosophical discussion or political discussion. I don't want to. It's difficult to kind of like talk about that to myself or like to an audience out there in the freaking internet that I can't talk to face with. Kind of just talking at you about this, you know what I mean? I'd rather it be a discourse, but here we are. And I'll do my best to answer this question anyway, Nick. And I'll try to continue to do this off the cuff, so it's gonna be super ADHD. I'm probably gonna lose focus, go off on tangents, so you asked for this, man. So in order to dodge politics a little bit, I'll probably try to talk about this a little more broadly, and try to get to like the root, like break this down into like its most elemental pieces if I can. Because come on, man, you know what you're asking me. Basically, you're asking me like left versus right. You know what I mean? Obviously, people who are left-leaning are more geared towards equality, right? That's what they want. They want like equal opportunities, for instance. It's a big buzzword lately. And the more radically leaning left political people might even have ideas of equality, like equality of wealth. It's more of like a communist perspective or something, like a communist ideology. You've got equality of just like capital E equality, like literally. This is probably as left-leaning as you can get. This is like almost science fiction left-leaning at this point, where literally everybody is kind of the same. That would be kind of like capital E equality in society. It'd be like some weird sci-fi world where we're all literally equal, guys. Literally capital E equal in every sense. You know what I mean? We all live in the same home, have the same job, have the same number of kids, all look the same. You know what I mean? All have the same lifespans. Literally everything's equal. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like a boring ass, like, just plain world, right? What a fucking nightmare that would be. Alright, so that's kind of equality. We talk about liberty. Now, liberty now. Ooh boy, we love us some liberty up in Alabama. So liberty, I would say, is interchangeable with freedom, right? Those are kind of the same words, same definitions. And this could be, I feel like freedom of speech is a big one right now in our society, like politically speaking. People who are like right-leaning really want freedom of speech, like absolute freedom of speech, especially. So even if somebody's really, I don't know, spouting out something hateful, or what some might deem as hateful, yeah, they're free to do it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Freedom of speech, baby. Come on now. Come on now. We're gonna talk whatever the fuck we want to talk, man. We're gonna talk shit to you, talk shit to her. I'm gonna slander you. Suck my dick, you know what I mean? That's like, I don't know, the Alabama person, right? I live in Alabama, by the way. I am an Alabama person. So before you think I'm like making fun of, I don't know, people who live in the South, I am a Southerner. I've lived here all my life. I lived in Georgia and I live in Alabama. Just making jokes, guys. Chill the fuck out. Yeah, man, so there's that. I mean, if you want to just break it down again to its most elemental, basic parts, I would give it the capital F for freedom. And that would be a society, again. This might be more of a, I would say not a sci-fi, but maybe like just a straight up high fantasy kind of world, right? Where like anything goes and it's all just chaos, you know what I mean? It's like a fucking Conan the Barbarian book, and we're all just out here doing our own shit, not really giving a fuck about anybody else, you know what I mean? Freaking living our own freaking worlds, and somebody tries to, you know, mess up the way we like to do things, and we just take them out, you know what I mean? That would be like the the capital F freedom, or the capital L liberty. Now, obviously, these two worlds both would suck ass. You know, the sci-fi one where we're all like the same person, and then this chaotic kind of hellish, you know, Conan the Barbarian, or like like Mad Max kind of world where it's just all like anarchy. You know what I mean? I think both of those worlds would be literal hell on earth. You know what I mean? So these ideologies do have to, like, you know, come to some kind of agreement, guys. I mean, the left and the right, the equal and the free need to come together and figure something out, because obviously absolute freedom is hell, okay? Absolute equality is hell, okay? Now, if you don't agree with that, that's cool, it's your opinion, but I think that would be crazy to want either one of those worlds. We gotta have some kind of order, you know what I mean? You could even say that a world with complete equality is a world of order, where, you know, the world of freedom is a world of chaos, you know what I mean? Yeah, that would be fucking nuts, guys. So what do we do? Yeah, we have to come to an agreement, basically. So instead of having, for instance, absolute freedom of speech, we might have to say, like, okay, certain things maybe we shouldn't say, at least in a, I don't know, public forum or something, you know? And here's the thing, guys. And again, I know I'm going off on tangents, but this is my mind working. I'm trying to stay true to my videos and, like, continue this without editing or anything. And I've lost the plot. I'm gonna get back to it. This is why I love you, Nick, and why I also hate you right now for this question. So, let's talk about equality a little bit, right? So we're talking about freedom of speech. Okay, so come back to me. Freedom of speech. This is why I need another person to kind of like stay in focus with or something. Bounce ideas off of. Yeah, we can't have absolute freedom of speech. We've got to have, you know, something's got to give, you know what I mean? And that's the same thing for any other kind of freedom too, guys. Again, those two worlds are going to be hell, so we got to like make agreements, make laws, okay? That's how laws come to be, out of necessity, okay? Once there are laws, there are also consequences, right? So if you break a law, there's a consequence, you know what I mean? That's just kind of how society works, guys. We all have to like come to an agreement about certain things and, you know, come to understanding that breaking this agreement has consequences, you know what I mean? I remember now what I was about to say. It's kind of something crazy maybe to some people, but I've got to say that naturally speaking, maybe even metaphysically speaking, we do live in a world of chaos. Okay, to me that is just a stone cold reality, guys. And if you look at nature, it is fucking chaos, guys. It is, you know, to a human being, hell. But to a non-human animal or a sentient creature, it's just life. You know, it just is what it is, and that's kind of the metaphysical truth, guys. It is what it is, and it's all fucking chaos, guys. But as humans, you know, we just like to come together and kind of make order out of chaos. You know what I mean? We come together and we try to, you know, we're empathetic with other minds, you know, with other souls, and we just, you know, we come to realizations of like, oh well, if I do this and that hurts, you know, my neighbors, so maybe I should not do this thing. And that's kind of just like, you know, taking your chaotic nature and bringing order to it, you know what I mean? Kind of restricting your own freedoms for the sake of others, right? Yeah, man, I'm not even sure what else to talk about here. I feel like I'm gonna just ramble on forever and it'll get boring. I'm more interested in talking again about this stuff to another person because, you know, ADHD motherfucker over here, I can barely stay focused and my mind kind of goes into strange places. And yeah, B, you know, it's hard to define what the fuck Nick is actually asking. So I'd love to just talk to him or anybody else about this and kind of just come, you know, to conclusions we can agree upon and then talk about it in length, maybe like figure things out together. But yeah, guys, you know, like I was saying again, broadly speaking and breaking it down to its basic parts, it's just order and chaos, guys. It's just the human nature of trying to bring order to chaos, you know. And it's the realization once we empathize with others, once we learn to love others, that okay, if I, you know, if I go out right now and blast Megadeth and it's like midnight, you know what I mean, it's gonna piss off my neighbors. I don't want to piss off my neighbors. I like my neighbors, and I realized that if I were my neighbor, that I would hate that. I would suffer from the action of Sean, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, you gotta restrict your freedom a little bit, unfortunately, for the sake of others. And that's about it, guys. Yeah, left and right, gotta come together, equality and freaking freedom have to meet in the middle, come to a compromise, and we live in a world with what, like 10 billion people at this point, something like that, maybe even more. I remember when I was a kid and I learned about the population of Earth, I think it was like freaking 5 billion, but I'm pretty sure it's like at least double that now. To look it up or something, it might even be like 12 billion, but we live in a huge world. We're all connected now with the internet and social media and shit, and you know what I mean? It's like, it's even harder now to really come to a compromise, and causes a lot of issues, a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting, riots and shit, you know what I mean? Wars, it'd be like the frickin' that's the biggest it's the biggest disagreement, right? It's like literal war. Yeah, man, it's hard to remain civil. There's so many people out there, so many different freaking opinions, you know what I mean? It's like, I think a lot of people don't realize how different another person is, you know what I mean? Like, I've been in like customer service kind of positions for a long time, or at least I've had a job, where I'm just around a lot of different people. I've met probably thousands of people. I've talked in depth with at least hundreds of people. And man, y'all probably know this already, but if you don't, people are different, dude. People are really, absolutely fucking different. You know what I mean? And, the people who are into equality have to realize that too, because we're not equal, guys. We're all definitely not equal. Is Thor Bjornsson equal to the, I don't know, the freaking, child? Or let's say an adult who's like 4 feet, you know what I mean? It's like dwarfism or something. Are they equal? How can you make them equal? A gun. You know what I mean? It's like, the basic kind of, they're fighting kind of equality. So yeah, man, we try to make things equal. That's kind of human nature. We make these technologies, like weapons is a big one that goes back millennia, you know what I mean? The ultimate equalizer, like how can we compete with other people? How can we compete with nature and survive? We have to use technology, right? We gotta make weapons. You know what I mean? We gotta make spears and bows and shit, and learn, oh hey, if I like throw this rock at something, it like hurts more than me just like punching it or scratching it, Man, these tangents are wild tonight. Hopefully this is still enjoyable though. I'm just gonna quit being like insecure about it and like try to keep going, flow with it. Yeah, man. Nature's chaos, guys. In order to survive, we have to bring order to it. And we have to come to a compromise. I'll get back to what I was saying earlier about people being very different, man. It's true, dude. Like, I don't think it's even fathomable to actually be another person. It's crazy, guys. I mean, we're not equal, and therefore we experience the world in different ways, we have different experiences, we have different environments, we have literally different brains, nobody's literally the same. Identical twins might be the same, but then once they have different experiences, they're totally different people too. They might look exactly alike, but they could be totally fucking different, guys. I've met many twins who are like completely different people. They look exactly alike, but you can just tell by like their mannerisms and stuff exactly who they are. And I remember I met these guys in college who told me something like, yeah, man, we really appreciate that you like always know like who we are, like you're always right. Like so many people get us mixed up. And I'm like, I mean, maybe I've got, decent observational powers or something, but if you ask me, y'all are totally fucking different. Like, even just the way you walk, it's fucking different. People are so different, guys. And that's something we have to realize. We don't know what it's like to be somebody else, and we're all kind of living in our own hell or our own paradise, We're all trying to just live life the way that we see fit and be free, but, again, we're on a planet with 12 billion fucking people, and they're all, or at least like maybe 80% of them are on the freaking internet. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say, guys. But maybe this was entertaining. If not, my bad. But I'm out here literally talking to myself about like politics and philosophy, so give me a fucking break. Anyway, if y'all watch this whole thing, you're as crazy as I am. Have a good one. Peace. Nick, hope that was good enough for you, man. I would love to talk to you in person something about this over a beer or something, dude, but you take it easy until then. Later.